The coach take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium at East Rutherford, New Jersey. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the New York Jets. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Watch his flat. Watch his flat.
On first down, Darnold. And his first look is incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Darnold now to throw. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
Yeah, let's go sack lunch. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell. 58 yards as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. We thought they may be a quick strike offense this season. That is lightning quick. Not bad for the first drive of the year.
That has to actually exceed expectations, doesn't it? Because most teams want to be a quick strike offense. They want to score as quickly as possible and run a defense into submission. What they have to understand is, while they got it done there, long way to go. Don't get discouraged if you have to run a few more plays on your next drive.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. He'll find Lindsey here. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Okay, ready? Check that. We got Mike 52 right here. 52. Let's set it tall, fellas. Let's set it tall. Out, 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 out. 61. Matchbox lights. 52. Right.
Locke now on first down. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Let's go. Move.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. The defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. This is the tight end fan. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
The penalty helps a bit, but still 8 yards to go on third down for this offense.
Five. 52.
Throwing his lock on third down. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Oh, you got deep?
Here's Darnold. And the pressure gets to him again. Credit the sack to Von Miller.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now. It's taken to the 26. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled. At the end of that return. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter one of the new year. We'll be back. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want a drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants a drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's a give to Lindsey running right. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
Ready up. 52 to Mike. Check. 52 to Mike. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full street. And up. Flip, flip, flip.
He'll get this one to Cup, complete. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Get in now. Watch the eye.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Locke. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Quentin Williams never giving up. He works his way to the QB for a loss of 12.
Set 15, 1, 15, 1.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. And that will be incomplete.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
And the fair catch is made. It's going to pin him back here at the 7-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. Watch the run. Watch the run.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Red 80. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. 53 to Mike. 53. Check 53. It's just me and you. It's just no 80. Shit.
Back to the air, Darnold on 2nd down. And he comes back with one complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Darnold. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a 1st down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a 1st down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
He don't want it. Watch the red 80. Watch the ship. Check it back.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Come on, boy. Come on, boy. You better be ready.
Now Darnold. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Now it's Darnold. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On first down, right back to Lindsey. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And to give this time to the tailback. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Back to throw, Darnold. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
They'll run on first down. It's Lindsey. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Phillip Lindsey, 49 yards. And the Broncos have taken the lead. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
You can't block me.
And now a carry here for their fullback.
I don't know about you, partner, but on 2nd and inches, a lot of the times I'm leery about the offensive guys thinking about taking a shot downtown. Instead, they just hand it to the big man and let him rumble forward for a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 49-yard line. Bell. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd and 7, Darnold under pressure now. Darnold, and he goes down. Von Miller able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. To throw is Darnold. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
First down, Denver.
Let's go.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Lindsey. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 41-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Locke to throw on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
The Broncos on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. Shotgun snap to Locke. Eluding the pressure right. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Quentin Williams picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 18-yard line.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Go, go, go.
2nd and 4. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll run it now out of the gun. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
Well, they had that one snipped out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Here we go, son.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Lady.
We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
Hey, lady.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And he will find his man on the outside. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. 2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10.
Hey, lady.
Darnold from the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. They'll set up a throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was trying to find his tight end, Chris Herndon, and it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's the Jets punter now. He's been terrific so far. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches.
Go, go.
Here's Locke to throw. Completes it to Fant on the right side. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Locke now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Locked again here on 2nd and 10. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on 3rd and long. Block. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On first down, Locke. This is the tight end Fant. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 30 yards. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run. It's Lindsey. And an alley to run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Now a carry for Lindsey. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Rush in, rush in, rush in. Let's go.
On second down now. It's Hubbard, and he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
60 or. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Shift.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
At the 8-yard line.
Let's go. 8 lead. I don't even know why this team showed up.
Going to run the sweep here. This is Cup. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
Let's go, team. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Whip. Watch the whip.
Hey, Alpha. 5.
Lock now on 3rd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
Sanders' kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Check 52. And 80.
Here's Darnold. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line.
Bang, 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 bang. 80 weapons.
On 1st down, Bell. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. On the tackle that time, it's Trey Waynes.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy. Check 50. Check 50.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third.
No. Off, Red 80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. It's a 6-yard pickup. It's still a few chain links short, it appears, with fourth down coming up. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
On the ready.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They'll run here with Lindsey. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
From the 17, Locke. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Quinnen Williams getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Locke. And he's going to go down again. Quinnen Williams. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Back to the ground, this time with Bell. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. A shotgun snap for Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Here's the Jets punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10.
General West.
They'll run the toss. It's Lindsey. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And he's going to get this down close to a 1st at about the Jets' 36.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The Broncos on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And he picks up the 1st before he's taken down at the 29. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll run on 1st down. Hubbard. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Ready. Mike, 50 seconds. Watch the curve. Watch the curve.
A give, running right, Lindsey. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A good run as he works his way for 9 that time, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and just a few inches. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ja'Kai Polite in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. Sanders' kick is good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
Let's bring it.
On 2nd and 10, Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down.
Watch the pass.
On fourth down, Darnold. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Lindsey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Looking to throw on second down. Lock. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quentin Williams able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, there was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
The Broncos on third down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 14. On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this from 46. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will give them a 12-point lead. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Darnold now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now we'll throw here to his running back. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. That was one of those situations.
To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. Darnold got his man, Robbie Anderson. And now Anderson is slow to get up. Staying down after that last play. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Throwing again on 2nd down. Darnold. Man over the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 17-yard line. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Darnold for the red zone now. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
He's coming, lady. We got double up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And defensively, that might just seal a Week 1 victory. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either.
At the 15-yard line.
Down. 8 read.
Defense wins championships, baby.
Ready.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
All day, every day, any day.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Denver, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And another road date awaits them next week as their opponents will be the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.